What's up, guys? Welcome back to Life is Simple. We are back with day 3 of Norway versus the Jehovah Witnesses. So I'm gonna get right to it. If you want to see the article, you can go to avoidjw.org. So pretty much this is the final day of Jehovah Witnesses versus Norway. Both sides gave their last arguments. The courtroom was actually full today, and there was also some former members who came early and supposedly got seats up front. So that was good. And no decision was made yet. The judges will meet privately and announce a ruling in a couple weeks. So the Jehovah Witnesses lawyer kept saying that the group doesn't really shun people. He said they simply avoid them. So he kind of changed his tone a little bit, saying he avoid, which is, I mean, it's the same thing, I guess. But hey, he argued the word shunning is too strong and doesn't apply. And he even said that the books or the literature that Watchtower has don't talk about family problems or pain when they leave. But this didn't seem to convince the judges. They even asked, even if the word sounds harmless, what does it actually do to people, especially to young ones or teenagers who leave the religion? So pretty much the lawyer responded and gave stories of young people going to school and having normal lives. But the court wanted to know what happens after someone leaves or get kicked out. They need to watch a few ExJW channels because a lot of us have experienced that. It's not nothing that's hard to, not look at. Even if you're a Jehovah Witness, that's not the case. You could defend them all day long, okay? You could say I'm speaking lies. You could say all this, but this is not the case. You guys know how you treat this fellowship once. Be true to yourself. That's all. This is not right. Bottom line, this is not the case. Every Jehovah Witness know this is not the case, whether you in or you out. So baptism end up coming up, and Watchtower's lawyer said that no one is forced to get baptized, that parents help decide if their kids are ready. He claimed kids who don't get baptized don't face pressure, but the court pointed out that once a child is baptized, the rules change, and if they ever leave, they can be cut off by friends and family. That's the real issue, and that's true. That's the case. Most young ones are surrounded by the congregation. They are surrounded by, they are told to not have worldly friends, right? So 100% Jehovah Witness is going to tell their kids not to socialize with them until they are, right with Jehovah or whatever, right? And this can have, it's a lot to lose. Like, they don't let children be children, so you always have pressure. And not only do you have this pressure, you used to have I don't know about now, they changing a lot of stuff. But having the pressure that Armageddon was like right around the corner, not pursuing anything you wanted to do, your goals, nothing matters. Nothing you want to do matters, so that's already hard enough, right? You're already not saying the Pledge of Allegiance. You're already not celebrating holidays. And now you have to worry about if you do fall short or do something wrong, you lose all your friends or any association you have, right? You don't go to the movies with your friends. You don't do none of this stuff. You lose everything. No, it's not okay. So next, the JW's lawyer argued that the state is going too far, trying to force a religion to change its teaching just to keep, getting government money. So he pretty much said that the government wants Jehovah Witnesses to rewrite part of their beliefs, which crosses the line into controlling religion. See, this is the problem for me. Either you believe this is the case or you don't. What's the issue then? If you guys don't support shunning, there shouldn't be no problem there. This is about money. And why are you guys getting funded anyway? I don't understand. I just don't understand it. Matter of fact, me, maybe I just wasn't in the loop. I didn't even know, Watchtower was getting funding from the government. I just don't know what they're using it for. So the state responded, and they said it isn't about controlling beliefs. It's about protecting people, especially young ones, from being harmed by the rules that punish those who leave. They said they don't need to wait until someone is hurt. If the rules are likely to cause harm, they are allowed to step in. Changing the word doesn't change what actually happens. This is what the state lawyer said. But the Jehovah Witnesses said that the state's decision to take away their funding has hurt them. Some say they can't get married in their Kingdom Hall anymore. Others said public opinion has turned against them. public opinion has always been against Jehovah's Witnesses, and it's gotten worse because, the governing body, or they start putting themselves out there. Most people used to be like, oh, that's just a little nice people. Yeah, they got to be Christian because they clean or they're nice people. Now they're being exposed. Every time a Jehovah's Witness come on my channel and they troll me or they say the stuff they say, they show their real character. There's not no, I pray for you or something. There's nothing. It's always, hey, you're an apostate, you're this. Because instead of defending themselves, they always usually just say, oh, you're a liar, or you're apostate, you're a scoffer. They show their real character. A lot of them, this is the character they portray. Because when you're in a cult, you go into direct defense mode. The love is out the door. Everything is out the door to defend what you believe. Jesus taught to even love your enemies, right? They don't do that. They just, hey, apostate, scoffer, cut them off. This is what I'm going to say about you. I don't care nothing about you. You're the scum of the earth. This is how they feel about us. But anyway, the court asked, are these problems caused by the state or by the religion's own rules that limit contact with people who leave? Now, the judges did ask, why other strict religious groups, still get funding and why Jehovah's Witnesses were the only ones targeted. This opened up questions about equal treatment. So by the end of the day, the debate pretty much came down to this. Watchtower says we're being punished for our beliefs because they're not getting no money. The state says we're not punishing beliefs. We're protecting people from harmful treatment that comes from these rules. The state made it clear. When people grow up in a system where leaving means losing your family, that's not just a private belief. It's a form of pressure and control. So pretty much it's about money, but it's a little bit more because, it's about whether religious groups should get public support if their rules, harm people. This is not persecution. This is just, saying, hey, we choose not to fund you. OK, you could do what you want to do. If this is how you treat your members, fine. But we don't have to give you nothing. That's really what it's about. And so, the Jehovah's Witnesses are upset about it because they feel like they want funding for what? I don't know. I really don't care. So to close, for many ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, this case brings hope. It's the first time a government is holding the religion accountable for real life pain, like being shunned, pressured, or losing loved ones, just for leaving. So, I know a lot of you guys, who have experienced this, whether the lawyer says this is the case or not, whether you're a Jehovah's Witness or not. And most of you, like to come on here and call me a liar or whatever. But if you did your research, you'll see that the lawyer did say this is the case. And that's not the case. And that should open your mind a little bit to see like, okay, well, you're in the court of law now, that's not the case. That's not how you treat it. That's not how I treated my niece. It's not how I treated my daughter. That's not how I treated my cousin or whatever, But hey, there is a such thing called bias. There's a such thing called denial and ignorance. And that's what we're dealing with right now. So soon the decision will come out. And when it does, it may set a powerful example for other countries too, which I hope, So, let's, pray about it and hope that they do lose their funding because I don't agree with the policy. I agree with the state. I don't think that they should fund them. Nobody is saying that Jehovah's Witnesses can't practice what they believe, but I don't agree with it. The state don't agree with it. So this should be a no-brainer. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I was helpful in covering this. You can go to avoidjw.org and you can, check out all these articles and read them in full detail. Shout out to them, and I'll see you on the next one. Later. Hey, real quick, if you've come out of Jehovah's Witnesses or any high control group, or you're just starting to learn about Jesus for yourself, I've made a space for you. We've got a private Facebook group for healing and support. If you want to share your story and have it read on the channel, you can email it privately to nomorecults@lifeissimple.org. This inbox is for serious inquiries only. Any debating or trolling will be completely ignored. No need to include your real name. And if you just really want to support the channel and the mission, you can become a channel member and get cool Christian badges, Jesus emotes, shoutouts, and your names in the credits. All the links are in the link tree below. God bless.